at this stage right now where everything starts. Like she understands and she has a voice.
Yeah.
So
what's in the cup, by the way?
just water.
I don't believe you. Mine too.
But she just that she has a voice and she has opinions and hear me roar sort of thing. So it's everything at the moment is don't want to do this and da 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 da. So it was it was like 4 days of just dad going, okay, all right. Well.
Honestly, it sounds like me most of the day.
It's not too far away from like a 30, 40-year-old that feels like they got it down. But
like I just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So,
but it was good. It was super nice.
Okay.
And I got my new comfy shoes. And dude, have you seen these Lusso, these clouds? These things are so
those
nice.
Are not Crocs.
No, they're not. They're like
not to be confused.
They're not. They're like a bougie elevated Croc, but they are so comfortable.
No, I've been wearing the same sneakers for about 35 years. So
I've been the same.
Chucks. I have my checkered Vans,
Chucks. I can't do
white
Vans.
And black high top Chucks. Really?
I can't. No, I used to be a Van guy for forever, but now I'm at the age where I need more like support. I need arch. I need arch support. I just like my feet are killing me all the time. So
yeah, I definitely need it. I just don't do it, and then I complain that my back hurts for the next 2 days.
You know the good. The mid ground that I had, because I've never been like, even when I worked at Nike, I just was never like a dunk guy or any of that shit. But just like a fucking pair of Sambas or some, if not Sambas, Gazelles. I got like a nice pair of Gazelles when I was in New York. Just super clean, simple shoe. You don't know what a Gazelle is?
No.
You know what a Samba
is? A Gazelle. No.
You know, have you seen any like the retro Adidas shoes?
Oh, the Adidas ones. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I know what these are. Yeah.
They're just they're super simple. Obviously, they got the 3 stripes on them, but they just remind me of like an upscale like Van. But they have more support. They got more padding. The Gazelles are amazing. That's all I wear now.
Do you need orthotics? Are you at that point in your life?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm still too ignorant to exactly know what that entails. I got to go someplace and they measure and watch how I run. Is that what it is?
Yeah. They like mold your feet. Yeah. And they'll give you like an insert for your sneaks.
The insert I could probably do, but I don't know if I'm quite like it has to be the personalized insert. I could probably just go down to Walmart and pick up a insert.
Dr. Scholl's.
Yeah, I don't know. Give me if it's some good. I don't know if I want like jelly, gummy, flexible goodness or I even just got a new pillow the other day. Lexi slightly. I'm gonna over express. She ripped my head off when we got home because I bought her a new pillow as well. But I wanted firm. I wanted I'm at that age where I don't want to gush in. I want firm. My body hurts all the time. So I want to just get in position and feel supported when I go to bed. And,
How many pillows do you use for starters?
I'm a 1 pillow guy, but now I've moved into 2 because we have the big king. So we have like the king. We have the king pillow, and then I have, my typical queen one. But Lexi refers to that I'd now put up walls in between us because I'll run the king all the way down and then just hug that. And she's like, I can't get to you. And I go, that's the point.
I'm a 3 pillow person. I'm like,
you do feet?
1 on top. Oh, 1 in between the legs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like ever since I hurt my back, it's just a move. I lay on my side, tuck that bad boy in, or if I lay on my back, I have it underneath my knees.
Why the leg? I've never been a leg guy for the pillows. What's the pull for that?
I feel like because if you lay, your legs tend to like tilt a little bit more because it's not even. So the pillow will keep your hip and your leg more even than doing like one of the bend moves, which is essentially probably terrible for your hip.
That makes sense.
So for me, anytime I've had back problems, I was like, all I want is like my side to be even. I don't want it to be altered in any way.
So you're strictly a side sleeper though. You don't do back or stomach?
Well, stomach's a little weird. I stayed at my mom's house last week and she was like, yeah, I poked in and you were like laying on your stomach at one point. I was like, that's really weird because I didn't know that was a move for me at all.
Yeah.
But normally I'm a side sleeper, but lately for whatever reason, I've been sleeping on my back and Jerry said my snoring has been out of control.
Oh, you're snoring.
And I was like, I don't snore. He's like, dude, you're laying on your back.
Yeah.
And I guess like laying on your back just like really gets the motors going.
Yeah. Is
So,
this like, yeah, you
yeah.
probably got like congestion phlegm that's also like contributing. You're just like,
Oh, disgusting. No, so I'm typically like a side sleeper, and then I like he's got the same move though.
yeah.
He puts a pillow on his face when he sleeps, which is he's
What do
like,
you mean
maybe
he
this
puts a
will work
pillow on
this
his
time.
face?
He's just slowly hoping he doesn't wake up one
Yeah.
day. No, I don't know.
An
He just
assist.
like he puts yeah, he's got one underneath him, one he's hugging over his face, and then one in between his legs.
Is it something with like helping just
It's like
like
on his
pure
side.
darkness sort of thing, or it is
I guess so.
like
We
a
were talking
texture?
about that. Yeah, I don't know, because I was talking about with your wife, because
Yeah.
I got to see her over the weekend, and we were talking about just like people's sleeping habits and stuff like that. Like for me, I'm pretty much, you can kind of put me anywhere.
Yeah.
I'll go to sleep. Do I prefer like my bed or a certain kind of like whatever? Yeah, of course. But I can go out. Like Jerry's a terrible sleeper. So we were trying to think, she's like, well, have you tried this? Have you tried that?
Mhm.
So like I told him, I was like, dude, I asked him like, why do you put it over your face? And he's like, I don't know, it's just comfortable. And I'm like, if it's about like light or noise, just like tell me.
Yeah.
Because I'll like continue watching my shows in the living room, but I've gotten so used to watching TV in bed.
Oh, it's
I've done
hold
it my
on. So
whole
he's
life.
trying to go to bed. You got Bravo
And I've got
on.
shows.
He puts a
Right.
pillow over the face. It's got to be to just mute whatever, and then the light and everything. That's what I would assume.
But he's just so routine that it's become like really comfortable for him also.
Sure.
So I just like don't ask questions.
Yeah.
But it was funny. I went to a birthday party a couple weeks ago, and I had to share a room with two other girls.
Mhm.
And one of the girls wears a sleep mask and brings her sound machine no matter where she goes.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, the sound machine's going to be weird. I was like, I gotta be honest, it's kind of nice.
What was the sound? What did she play?
It's essentially like air conditioning.
It was just like white noise.
It's like, yeah, it's great.
I ever sent you the video of Lex. I was working one night, because from time to time she'll put on like music to fall asleep or whatever, and it can be white noise. Sometimes it's a book. Other times I don't know what the fuck's going on. But there's one time I probably got done working in the studio. I don't know. It was like midnight, 1 a.m. I go back. I get to the hall where our bedroom is, and all of a sudden I hear "caca," and I'm like, "What the fuck was that?"
No.
I go into the bedroom. She's got the craziest like rainforest sort of thing, but it's
No.
it's gorillas like, and I start filming, and you see she's passed out, and both Finn and Lizard, their eyes are just like dead open, looking at me like, what is she playing?
But how is that supposed to help you sleep? Like that's like the weirdest part about with people too, because they'll listen to shit like that.
I have no clue.
Like rainforest sounds, like that is not helping me sleep. That would wake me the fuck up.
That is like that for rainfall. That's fun. Like Joe has like the rainfall setting on her sound machine, and I always put that on for her because I think that sounds super pleasing. But having aggressive gorillas and toucans just I was blown away that this was what she decided to listen to. It was bananas, dude. It's crazy.
I mean, Jerry goes to sleep with women screaming at each other 90% of the time.
Because
so I guess the sound machine, because of Bravo.
Yeah, wow.
It's just me yelling at him as he's falling asleep. I'm telling him all the things I hate about him.
I mean,
hate
he's
you.
like, it's a soft.
Tomorrow
it's a
you're going to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that something like if you keep telling something while they're fall asleep, like maybe they'll just like think that it was like their idea? Isn't there?
I feel like that's Hollywood, like mumbo jumbo on. We're gonna, you use a little bit of
just brainwash.
Yes, or what, like quit smoking sort of thing. They'll listen to cassette tapes and they'll be like, I do not want a cigarette. No. What is that? What was that?
Vape.
Oh, you vape?
Yeah, I don't want to smoke cigarettes. I just need something.
I can't. Hold on. That's the one thing. Like it truly to you that you feel, you feel the barometer is like that much far over better for vaping versus for cigs.
No, it's just like, I mean, dude, if I have a pack, I'll smoke 45. However many are in the pack.
You're bad. You're bad on that. I've at least gotten it. I mean, I haven't had. I mean, I had a cigarette today, but I haven't. I was about to say my wife, but Lexi typically is the one that'll be like a Valentine's Day that'll just give me a pack of cigarettes. And I haven't had a pack of cigarettes in a year sort of thing. But when I was in New York? Yeah, I think it was when I was in New York I got a pack. And
you were loving it?
I did, but I didn't even smoke. I didn't smoke that much. I was just like,
Yeah.
I got in a pack one day when we were out, and I was doing a little bit of a drink thing after hours, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to rip a Lucy, and I was like, all right, we're gonna go buy, and but yeah, no, you're chain smoking still.
It was like it would. Well, it's what's crazy is that when you're out here, like nobody smokes.
Yeah, well, because everybody is health conscious.
And like every so often you have like the friends. So like for the longest time, it's always been like, why does it even matter to smoke? It's not like you're like doing it for the social aspect because 90% of the time when you go out,
why does it matter? It's
people aren't
because you're
smoking.
addicted to it. That's what.
Well, that too. But no, but I feel like when you can get over those few days, because it's not like if you don't have a pack of cigarettes on a Monday and you're not seeing anybody till Saturday, that first 3 days is the real hump you have to get over.
Sure.
Where they say like the real addictive piece of it really gets like the grasp, on you, or you can start to release that. But the second I'm around somebody, like even after my surgery, I quit for months.
Yeah.
And all it took was a couple drinks and one night being like, "Oh, I can have another cigarette."
Is the peer pressure? Does that would get you the most? You think? Of like a little bit of FOMO, you see somebody else enjoying something that you know is enjoyable, and then you're like, I want to get in on that.
Or I think I can do it in a social capacity, and I can't.
Oh, you mean strictly in a social capacity that you won't take?
No, I can't like say no. So. Anyway, it's just funny, like being in Jersey, it's just like, it should be and is way easier to try to not when I'm here. Mm-hmm. But like Jersey, everybody is ripping cigarettes still.
Yeah, you guys are dirty over there, dude.
Like, I remember just like being younger and it was like Newports.
Yeah, you mentioned Newports. I was always a Reds.
There's no joke.
Yeah.
But the vape takes the edge off, so it's been like kind of nice.
I get that. I got in a weird cycle because again, the cigarettes I've kind of put down. Like I said, every once in a while I'll treat myself, but it's very, very, very rare anymore. But the cigars had been the thing then for a while, which kind of took place. That's even slowed down quite a bit since I became a dad. But I got in this weird thing because I work from home and I work in this. I'm always here. I would start to have a moment where I would go, oh, I don't want to be in this room. What do I want to do? I could go outside. What am I going to do outside?
It's a break.
I'll go light up a cigar. Like what? And so then it was like, oh, I would trick myself and I'd be like, I'm going outside, which is healthy for me. But then I would have a cigar every time I would go outside. I'm just no.
Yeah. That was growing up. That was the only way. And I've always worked in restaurants and bars. So it was like a very common thing, especially like in those atmospheres that people were smoking. And some people literally had never smoked their whole life. Yeah. And then once they started working at the bar, even if they were in like mid 20s to 30s, they were like, I started casually smoking cigarettes. Yeah. They're like, because it was the only time you guys got breaks. Yep. We didn't. We couldn't just be like, oh, I want to step outside and take 5 for like a glass of water. Yeah. They're like, no, if you don't smoke, then there's no break. Ooh.
Did your accent come back pretty hardcore being home?
Yeah, but I was like really offended. I had one friend that was like, you know what I realized that your accent is, and you get called out, and you'll appreciate this probably. She's like, you have a Philly accent. And I was like, what do you mean?
I would not even know what the difference of those two are.
But I do get that a lot. Like when even like out here, people will be like, "Oh, where's your accent? Like, are you from?" Or if I say water, they're like, "Oh, you're from Philly," and I'm like, "No."
Is water a term that's like a hard measure for whether you're Philly or a Jersey?
I guess it's just like whatever my accent is, just like comes out a little like Philly twangy or whatever it is.
Is it Philly's twangier? Is that what it is?
I don't know. I just used that word. Oh, okay. Maybe I don't really know.
All right. Again, I'm twangy. Twangier is what I would think would be applied to.
You're all over the place
today.
Your accent is all over the place.
I'm not judging by any means. I know mine is.
You're like a southern, East Coast.
Yep. That is the two. That's the two.
That's the two.
And a little bit of Chicago.
But it's weird.
And there's still the Chicago. Like I still have a little bit of Chicago.
Oh, I could hear it when you say
even when I say
Chicago.
That, it's Lexi always says the way you say Chicago, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But it's those. I'm a mutt. I'm a complete vocabulary mutt, and then I'm a chameleon because I very much like I'll start to if I'm hanging out with folks that are here, I slip back in. Dude, even if I'm just listening, like I was blaring country music in the studio this morning, and I'm just the twang comes out like
Yeah.
just singing it, you know. But yeah,
Oh, you got to hear my sister. She so obviously grew up in New Jersey.
Yeah.
She lived in Vermont for, I don't know, like 9 years,
Yeah.
and then lives in Texas
Yeah.
now. Her accent is so jacked
Yeah.
because it's like your father to wicked to y'all.
Yeah.
And ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
I mean,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. You know, so like one sentence of hers has like 3 super far out accents, and you're like, oh god.
What's Vermont like? Did you ever spend any time there when your sister was there?
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I think like I would
Never
appreciate
been.
it more now. So it's like super. It could be either like very. I don't even want to say redneck,
Yeah.
but like your hunters, huge properties,
Right.
Love to drink 45 beers at the end of the night kind of vibe. Quads that, and then there's your like hippie-ish kind of like rich hippies, if you will,
Right.
too. And then just like, you know, normal white folk.
In that, I feel like that's everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
There's-
But it is really nice
Yeah.
aesthetically. It's beautiful.
It should be. I mean, location wise, it's got everything, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It is really cool. I think like ultimately, I think if she had to choose, like heading back up that way would be something she would consider for sure.
Yeah.
Like versus like where she is right now.
Yeah.
She just doesn't care for it as much.
Where in Texas again? Dallas?
They're right. They're in like Fort Worth area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So-
Texas that well.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll save that. We'll save that for another episode.
So wait, so are you moving back to Jersey now? Are we all going to Jersey?
Oh boy. You know what's so funny? Like when I'm there, I can like envision being back there.
Sure.
And then when I get home, I'm like, oh, I love my things and
Sure.
all this. I mean, it's so nice. Like, and I always said, and I've probably said this a million times before, like I'm very fortunate. I have like such a great like community back there still. I'm still really, really close with so many people back there. Obviously, I have my family, my mom, my uncles, and things like that. So I could see it, but when I go back in the summer, it's like, this is so fun and yada, yada, yada. And there's all these places to go to now. And it would be like it'd be different. It would be a different life.
Well, sure.
It would be a lot
you
more
lived there,
quiet.
what, 17, 18 was the last time? Or you were there a couple
No.
years?
No, I didn't move until I've only been out here like 12 years.
Okay. I forgot it was in your 20s that you.
Yeah, late 20s I moved out here. So,
but it'd still be great. You're right. It'd be different.
Yeah, which was weird because one would have thought by that point in my life that I wasn't going to do the move like that. But because I was like 27, 28, which was, it's not like I did it for college or anything like that.
Which was that's how I got out. Yeah.
Most people, when you're going to like experience a new area, you're not going to do it when a lot of people that are surrounding you are, quote, settling down or buying a home. And
that's fair.
Because we toyed with that too. Who I was dating with at the time.
Yeah.
It was either
what would that life have looked like?
I mean, fine. Weirdly, we're still friends.
Oh, sure. Not even anything against this person. I'm saying like,
but the life would have been boring. I got to be honest. The number one thing I would say I'm so grateful for the career I have now.
Yep.
I probably would not have. The only reason I have this is you meet people and things just happened because I had been offered a position like as like a beer rep or it was like for like one of the wholesalers or something like that. I remember when I was like, say like 24, 25.
Yep.
And I remember being like, hell no, because I was making so much cash that I was like, nothing could compare to that. Meanwhile, when you take a step back, you're like, dude, I work like 12 to 18 hours a day. Like I'm a zombie.
Yeah.
I work my fucking ass off. Sure, I'm making all this cash, but like for what?
Right.
I would have played that game way longer than I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it does suck. Like you see, and no disrespect whatsoever for the people still playing the game, but everybody looks tired. And when you're like, hey, how are things going? They're just like, managing the bar on a Tuesday night, sitting in their little hole. And it's like, more power to you if you can do it.
Yeah.
It would have never happened.
Yeah, I don't know. No judgment necessarily thrown their way, but that's like my worst nightmare. That's a miserable. I mean, that's with any industry though. I see that amidst of like, whether if it's when I'm currently in or previous ones that I've been, the music industry, you just have these people that get stuck and they're just, fuck, dude, no.
Yeah. So I think I think the other piece of that too is like we were very just like complacent at the time too. So like
Yeah.
as soon as I moved out of here, the thing that drove us probably the furthest away was because I wanted to just see everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all of a sudden, I was like, I want to be as like I did the craziest thing I thought I could do, which was like move cross country. I didn't have a job,
Yep.
all the things. And then when I got out here, I was like, I want to hike. I want to do this. I want to go there. I want to drive here.
Yeah.
And then he didn't want to do those things. He's like, I just want to like watch the Yankee game. And you're like,
Yeah,
you could have done that in New Jersey. It didn't matter. You could have gone to all the games.
Yeah.
You know, so I am, would have been, who knows? I mean, who knows what would have happened, but
well,
you know,
Lex loves it. So
I know she really does. It's so funny. She sent me this Instagram thing today that was like, it's like people showing you their hometown. They're like, oh my God, I swear this was 2 lanes. I can't believe it. This used to be this store. I can't believe it's this. And I just caught myself so many times as I was like taking her down Asbury, and I kept being like, I cannot believe how many bars and restaurants they are. I kept being like, this wasn't here, and this was this, and this is my old job. She was probably like, so cool.
What is because I had only got to experience Asbury driving through, because we spent that day going to Lawrence, New York. But is it like just one kind of main drag that everything is set up on?
Not really anymore. I mean, there is the main drag. Like Cookman has got Cookman and the 2 streets on either side of it. Probably there's nothing but bars, restaurants, and little shops now. Like
good places or tourist traps? Like
not touristy.
Okay.
I mean,
so for locals, if you're local, this would be good places you go walk and pop into and everything.
Sure. Sweet. Yeah, there's like plant stores and this kind of store,
I'm
that
kind
kind
of stores. Okay. Everybody's got a plant store.
But like, I'm sure like you could do like pottery and like, I mean, there's just like, there's just like something for everybody. I don't know. I know. I just felt like, as I said that, I was like, I feel like that's in the same bucket.
It's either pottery and plants, it's tequila and plants, it's fucking other knickknacks and plants. I can't deal with it.
No, but it's not like farty in any way. Like it's super hip, like really cool, like consignment shops that are like not for me but totally for Lex. Like it was funny, we were walking down the street and there was like a couple like thrift stores, and
that's her
she was like, I'm not wasting this on you. I was like, good, I don't want anything to do with this. It's like my nightmare.
That is her jam. She loves it.
I like hate old things. Like, no thanks.
Well, my wife loves old things, so
I know she does. So her and Lauren went back, but it's like the coffee shops and like the breweries there and all these like really cool restaurants and stuff like that. And like back in the day, it wasn't like there was like one like fusion place, and now there's like this many, and there's like Indian food closer by. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely, and then you've got like the beach area and stuff like that. So I can definitely see like if I were to go back, like there's more things than there were when I lived there for sure.
Would you be anxious for career stuff if you move back, or are you now cemented of where the remote possibility with tech and you've got enough of a stronghold in the industry you'd feel comfortable?
I think I could like switch gears for sure and get out east eventually. Like obviously like my position is somewhat west and I have a lot of connection. So it's every time I jump to a different company, I try to make as many contacts like when given the opportunity outside of just the West. Cause for a long time it was just LA. So I would need to establish a little bit more East Coast stuff.
Sure.
To feel a little bit more comfortable, but I think I can make it happen.
Sure.
I don't know, but like I said, then I get back here and I'm like, dude, I do so much.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. Jerry, while I was gone, made a photo of all the things he wants to do for summer adventures.
Ooh, like an inspiration board sort of thing, little collage.
He loves to draw like little, like if we go on a vacation, he'll draw out like we went to Hawaii, he'll show like a map. Be like, this is the cool little bar over here. And this is where we're going to go on a swing or like whatever. So anyway, he did this whole thing of like summer adventure 2024. Yeah. And there's like 75 things on it.
I mean, I'm like, get on it.
Dude. I need another job. But it's just like it's that right there that I get to go do so many like,
you have within reach a ton of stuff. That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, and that was with us being back in New York, it was like such the appeal with that of everything's, right outside your doorstep sort of thing. So
you also went when it's like nice weather. So like I did tell her that too. I was like, you got to keep in mind though, like the beauty of the West is like January when people are like, oh,
Yep.
we go to the new Gymboree or we do this. Like,
Yep.
you could go a million places in January here.
I mean, the only thing that was good, I mean, the weather was amazing. We were in New York, but for
Yeah.
the simple fact of still, she had a day or two was still lugging the kid across the city, and whether if it's taking the train or doing or
Yeah.
walking. But you know, you get the back sweat going, you get the tantrums, you get you're exhausted carrying everything. And so she had at least a
Yeah.
couple of those where I was like, okay, this is a more accurate depiction of what it truly the day to day is going to be like.
For sure.
You know, yeah, you're either gonna be
Yeah.
freezing your balls off in the winter, you know,
Yeah.
or your boobs, and in the summers it's just gonna be back sweat nonstop from just lugging stuff. So
I know. I don't hate it. We never know. I would say I would have a better idea probably in like 2 years.
Yeah, we're probably moving in a year, so ours is coming up quicker.
Are you going to do New York or Jersey though?
I don't know. There's still Oklahoma City. I think it still is a potential because
is California
of Linda.
Gone?
No, I don't think California's gone. I think California is very much still in the mix because of you all. I think it's her friends more than family.
How do I convince you to come west?
What do
I have to do?
I don't know.
And then I'm gonna make everybody put something really awesome in the comments.
Why
to just keep pushing west. The West Coast. Yeah.
I don't. I've told her. She just kind of thinks, she's like, whatever. I think a good deciding factor may be a job opportunity for her. I think it's, and again, she kind of goes through, she's like, well, I can get a job anywhere, so it doesn't matter. And I go, well, no, it does matter. If you get an opportunity that all of a sudden you're like, I think I'm really going to like the people. I think, you know, for what the job responsibility is and in this specific industry within the medical field, I go, at this point, nothing else is like, you know, coming to the front as being like a deciding factor. So that may be what it is. Who knows? So
I want her to work for a cosmetic place.
And so you all can just fucking shoot shit in your face all day? Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah. I just need her to learn how to give Botox, like, well, you know what I mean? So that's my goal for her. But no, agreed. Like, what if they're giving you the same amount of money? The reality is, like, the East is just as expensive as the West, vice versa.
1,000%.
Unless you're going to Oklahoma, shit ain't cheap.
No, here Louisville and Oklahoma are the only two of where it's still yeah, it's super affordable, and
but like you said, the people
in what way?
People she might work with, and what field she does want to get into, the hours, all the things are going to be a huge deciding factor.
Yes,
and what you want to eventually do, future wise.
Yeah, but mine, I mean, I am a little. Through my own experience and my knowledge of this, like I can see what this looks like of returning to New York and trying to just do my own thing and work on projects and that I want to work on. Obviously, it's still super expensive, but I don't know what that looks like in California. Obviously, it can happen.
Right.
I definitely don't know what that looks like in OKC, but I would imagine again, it's Oklahoma City is going to be pretty similar to what it is in Louisville, where the cost of living is so exponentially cheaper than any place else. So that affords me the liberty that's like, all right, if I have a little bit of like slow time down on my hands, I'm going to have something to work on. I'm just that crazy that I'll always have something to tinker on. But like in terms of, you know,
you have a lot of
worrying about dollars and cents. There are a lot of people. And again, it goes back to like, you feel like you have work connections on the West Coast. I feel like I have that from my time in New York. So it's just kind of one of those of where it's like, you know, I know people who know people, and you just kind of, I don't know. It feels very comfortable for me to be like, I'll go back to New York. I'll go do it. But
yeah, because I feel like if you close, it's so tough because people ask me all the time, especially not being from here. It's like, what's the goal? How long do you want to be here? I was like, I never really put a time limit on it. First of all, I don't look at it out here because I genuinely I like it. There's pros and cons to everything, right?
Yep.
Like if I move back to New Jersey, it could be another 2 years, and I'm like, it's gonna feel like just, you know, Groundhog's Day to me, and it's just gonna be whatever. Where this always feels more exciting, but then you also deal with like shitty people and all the things, not having a lot of space or like whatever it is. There's pros and cons to fucking everything.
Yeah. I think it's just a matter of it's just being a big boy or a big girl and just saying, I'm making this decision and I'm going to go do this.
But if you could make the decision solely on you, close your eyes, what would be like the dream?
For me alone or for my family?
No, for your family. Like if it was like, you make the decision for us, money wasn't a factor.
Money's not a factor?
Well, I feel like if you had, well, let me correct that. Like if you had enough money, like for me, for instance, like
sure,
I would love to be able to do bicoastal. If I made enough money,
yeah, sure.
I don't have to be a millionaire.
Right.
But if I made enough money and was fully remote, I would like have a space there, have a space here, Jerry a job that could do both. That would be like, dream. Like, but very modestly still.
I mean, if I'm looking into the crystal ball sort of thing, I would probably say New York, but there's two things that I've told Lex that I care about. The first thing is again, I'm kind of coming into this other period professionally in my life and reassessing what's important and where I really put my value. And it truly is just being an artist. That's all that I want to be. And with that, to do that, there's going to have to be other consequences that come from that, particularly from a financial side, but I'm fine with that. I'm accepting it and I'm good with it.
Yeah.
So the two things are, I don't want to be house poor. That's a big one.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to lug, and do the 9 to 5 days a week and just have this soulless existence in my life just to keep up with whatever the hell it is that I put around myself.
Yeah.
So if I'm able to get away from that, I'm perfectly fine with it. And the second thing is I'm realizing that because I can be pretty introverted and I'm here and all that, I do miss not being able to just walk out my front door and go do some stuff. Now that could be living back downtown in Louisville. That could be living in Brooklyn. That could be, I don't know. And, God, now I'm blanking on some Kensington neighborhood in San Diego or something. It could be any of those. So I do miss just having stuff around me to get out and go take the dogs for a walk, take Joe for a walk. I want a bike ride with Joe or something.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to have a lifestyle that I can't afford. That's my two biggest things. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with out here though too. I think because it is and granted, sometimes I go to the same places and it does feel like you're doing the same things all the time. There is something, and it's not in a bad way. It's just different things for different people, right?
Sure.
Some people love that their quaint little town and this is my little coffee shop and this is where I go get my groceries and we sit in the yard and we do that. That's totally fine. I'm not dissing it at all. But I do think there would be a piece if I moved back to New Jersey, it would become really small, really fast again.
Sure.
I think the thing that gets exciting is because the longer I stay away from it or haven't moved back, that it is exciting. So I want to see all those places and I want to do all that stuff, but it is really small. We're here, there's always a new something and there's always another little nook after 12 years that I still haven't seen.
Well, I always use as a barometer, whenever, for some reason I've been using the term barometer a lot today.
Is that on your,
it was probably of my initial impact could be identified by I fucking hate that corporate jargon. No, but I remember when I was living in New York and I would go home or travel other places. And as you said, it's those trips are always enjoyable. They're super nice. You kind of start to be like, oh man, I wonder what it would be like to do. But every time I would then go back to New York, as soon as my feet would hit the pavement, I was so happy to be back. I just was this is home. This is where I want to be. There was then a point of where I was kind of you know what? I just touched down and man, I don't know. I would rather go do the other thing now. And that was just kind of my deciding factor. I was okay, I think I'm done with this. So if you're not feeling that, if you get back to LA and you're just happy as all get out to be here and you're I'm digging it, then just fucking keep rolling with it, I'd say.
Well, that's the thing. It was tough in the beginning and it took me a while to even feel comfortable here. And now that I'm comfortable here, I'm I don't want to do this again. Yeah. I don't want to make a move again. Plus I can see myself. And like I said, in 2 years after being there, I might get the itch again and be I can't go back now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
You can go
But
back
also,
whenever
why
you
do you
want.
have to figure everything out? It's like, what's the worst that happens? I mean, you guys are in a
You don't.
different, like, even with Joe, you guys could go there, spend 2 years, and be like, wasn't the move.
Yeah, we could. I
It's
mean,
more difficult.
well, it's more difficult, and I talk with Lex about this, and I think we've talked about it on here. Is both her and I have gotten criticism from people in our lives because they think that we're erratic by us moving or doing whatever the hell it is. I
Sure.
laugh at that and I go, no, it's not being erratic, you dum dums. Like that is just a core personality trait of
Yeah.
both her and I have, of where we like change, we like something, we like challenging ourselves to kind of say like, "Ah, we haven't done this and there's an inkling of interest in this thing, so we're gonna kind of uproot our lives and
Yeah.
getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, and we just are like that. But she's going to be 40 this year. I'm hitting 40 next year. It's just one of those at a certain point where you're like, all right, I'm like, father time is taking his toll and I'm getting a little bit more tired. And I don't feel the desire to, I need to go figure out what it's like to live here. Or I need to go do that. It's just, I think we'll find a
Yeah.
spot and we'll be good. She just has to have community. It's all community for her. I think
Yeah,
that's
I
the
know.
biggest thing. So.
Well, yeah. And that's great. I mean, that's why I said, like, it would never be the end of the world, or I would never be super upset if I had to go back, because I've got friends and family, and I'm fortunate that I've been able to
Yeah.
maintain those relationships. So I'm super good.
Yeah.
One is not better than the other. It's just nice to have both. This is my day to day.
Yeah.
And you know how it is. You get balled up with work and you get balled up with your things. And it's, it's like, I don't even think about it half the time about going back, because I'm just living my life. And
would a Jersey lifestyle, would it be quite a bit cheaper for you, or is it not really that big of a difference?
I feel like anymore it's not that big of a difference.
That's huge then, dude.
I mean, dude, I was looking at, just for shits and giggles, like looking at like the cost of houses, and like when I lived in Asbury, I could not believe anything would cost $1 million.
Yeah.
And then you're looking at $1 million house, which, like, square foot, like, you're getting way more space for that number.
Yeah.
But the average number is 6 to 1 million.
Yeah.
In areas that were probably 300.
Yeah.
And you're just like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So, it would still cost almost $800,000 to buy a place, 2-3 bedroom house.
Yeah. I mean, that's I like, it's the luxury with living where we live right now. Because even again, we had been in New York. Then Lex was like, I need a little bit of beach time. So I was like, book a ticket, go back to Jersey. Alicia's going to be there. Just go. So she's doing that. Then she has another trip that she's just booked for the summer. Then we have another trip on top of that. We're going to Chicago. Like it is because it's so cheap for us to live here right now. So we can just.
I was just going to say.
Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? We just do it.
Well, and then you start to think about that. Yeah, you're going to have the ability to go travel and do all these things whenever you want.
Yeah, and it honestly, not to sound like an asshole, but you don't see the dent in your bank account because the living expenses here is next to none. It's so inexpensive. So, and
eventually you're going to hit a point that Joe's at an age that is just so easy to bring her wherever you want to go. Like I saw the shift even with like Jen and Wilder, where like you could see while Wilder was at probably the age Joe is, like, it's not that it was hard, it just changed the dynamic of like what you could do on that vacation.
Sure.
And I remember like the first time they took like Wilder to Mexico with them, they're like, dude, he like partied. They're like, we went out to eat, he was dancing with everybody, so it's like, we're not going to clubs anyway. So then you hit that point where like, yeah, your expenses are low. Now you can travel more. She's in a couple of years at a better age that she can tag along to whatever you're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing with Joe is, I mean, again, I grew up, smaller town in Indiana sort of thing, right outside Louisville, Kentucky. And so I knew what that upbringing was like, and it was a good one. It wasn't a bad one by any means. But I know of other people that I was like, God, I hope that would not be my daughter kind of growing up in that. So the idea of having her in a much more diverse, eclectic, just being overly exposed and inundated.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, with culture and sexuality and orientation and all these things. I'm like all about that shit with my kid.
Yeah, I think it's great.
So I do have a little bit of a pull at a certain point where like I want her to have that overexposure. I also know she's going to get it because of who her parents are, but
for sure.
But it is a thing where it's like, oh, it would be super nice to raise my kid in certain locations versus the other. But
I mean, yeah, like even friends of mine ended up in an area where that was like their biggest concern.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we love what we're doing over here, but it's not the most diverse area and all the other things. But that was a huge piece of it. It just like their job and everything else just kind of clicked and it made sense and they couldn't leave that area. But yeah, huge. But,
yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. What else you got?
Right. I got fucking nothing, dude.
You got nothing?
I got nothing. What are you doing for 4th of July?
I don't even know. When is the 4th
What do you guys do next week?
There'll be some rednecks around here to shoot up fireworks and scare my dogs. That'll just and then I'll be out there in slippers yelling at them because they're bothering my
We don't have rednecks here, but everybody in my neighborhood is probably. I'm actually surprised I didn't hear them last night already.
There was a couple of nights ago I heard somebody shooting them off, and we had this one guy. He's got some like high school kids or something. They're always like kind of shooting them off, which is whatever. Like kids are gonna be kids, but at a certain point, if it's midnight and all of a sudden I'm just hearing like outside my daughter's window,
scary.
I'm like, well, I'm just like my kid's sleeping, dude, and it's kind of past the the hours of that. Like let's get
be cool. It's cool. Fucking midnight. Don't be all uncool.
I know.
No, yeah, so we'll probably head down to Newport for a little bit. We're trying to rent a boat, which will be interesting and fun.
All right, dude. What are you rent a boat? Who are you guys? The Rockefellers? What are we doing, man? What?
No, just like a little
like a
little yacht.
Oh,
no, like a little 40-foot yacht or something like that.
You're legit. I thought it was going to be like a little pontoony or something.
I think it's called a yacht, but like it's not like below deck. Like no one's like serving us, fresh juice when we walk on. Or maybe they are. I don't know.
Who's all partaking in this? Is this just you and Jer?
No, it'll be like Jen, Johnny,
nice,
Sarah, a bunch of them. And
nice.
We're just trying to get like a total count to see who's down. But like this one boat that Jen saw, it was like $300 an hour for 12 people.
Mm.
And then I think it's just like an extra $70 on that hour to have like the captain or something like that.
Oh, in terms of like none of you all are capable of like navigating this boat, driving this boat.
Hell no, we're trying to have some brewskis.
Well, I figured that, but at first I was like to have to hang out with the captain, but I was like, oh, you mean for him to drive?
Yeah, he's just gonna party with us, and no one's driving the boat. He's just gonna close his eyes and get wasted.
I mean,
so like it'll be a little expensive, but like when you start breaking it down, like between 12 people, like
12 people, it's not bad.
Around $200 a person.
Yeah.
To have a couple hours to like jump up the boat, have some drinks. Like it'd be fun, do something different. Fun. It's not so bad. So we're thinking about doing that next weekend.
Nice.
But the 4th, I think we're just vegging. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been traveling a lot, so I'm trying to like stay put and not sleep out every day of my life.
How's Mary? Hey, Mary. Mary's gonna watch this stuff. Hey, Mary.
Hi, Mary. She's our #1 fan.
She's our #1
She's like,
Yeah.
She's great. We had a blast.
Nice.
We did so much like beach time, pool
Lex
time.
had fun with your mom.
Oh my god, yeah. It was so great.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really nice. I mean, Lexi's so easy too.
Very easy.
So it's like I would not have even asked my mom like if someone could like join a day or whatever with us had I known it'd be like the most annoying thing in the world.
Yeah.
But my mom's super chatty.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah.
So am I.
Yeah.
So yeah, she got it.
Nice.
She was just hanging.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you did
a good visit back home,
man. So
yeah, it was really nice. It was actually probably one of the best I've had in a long time.
Good. I'm sure you. Again, those are always nice to have. So
it was just no expectations. I didn't run around like a crazy person.
Good.
And it was nice to show Lexi around.
Yeah. Again, she's enjoying this like East Coast tour she's getting right now. So
good.
Yeah. Who knows, man? But
all right. Well, go get some sleep. Go have a beer. Smoke a cigar. You look like shit.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
I already partaked this morning.
You look so wiped.
I look wiped. I thought you were gonna say white, and I was like, well, I am,
Right.
but
you know what? I love that when people are like, you look tired. I'm like, actually, I couldn't be more awake. So thank you for telling me I look like shit.
you're like, eat shit, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, you look like garbage.
Thanks, appreciate it. No, you know,
I'm just kidding.
It's just one of those days, dude. It's not even one of those days. It was just it's work real. I can't. Do you ever have to do this at any of your jobs?
I used to.
Okay, you did.
Not in the last couple of years, but at PAPS I did, yeah.
Okay, now let me ask you, how much time was asked of you to put into these sort of like self-assessment performance reviews? How much time?
If I can remember right, because it depended on who like the head of our HR was at that time, like how in depth they were. Sure. There was like 1 or 2 years where we had to have like a company meeting on how to fill these out because they were so time consuming. And we got them like 2 months before they were due or something like that.
They'd give you about 2 months before that. That's pretty bonkers with it. I mean, it takes a week for us.
It's a lot though.
It's a lot. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Everything's
a paragraph. Everything's like a explain, or you had to, had to be like.
Well, like, ours are just huge open text fields, but it's the same thing of where it's not free form. You have to have this basically laid out in a certain format, and if you don't, they're like, redo it again.
It's a very make or break. Could potentially be towards like your bonus too.
Oh, I don't know. That's the thing. Is for ours is these performance cycles are only they're supposed to be a barometer check. Are you like doing the things you need to do? Which I think is so ridiculous. Why do we have managers then? Again. That's what a manager's job is to be kind of assessing while a project's going along. Is everyone, it's like, what, I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
Unless I'm going up for promo, which I'm never going to go up for promo in my life because I could care less about climbing these corporate ladders. Why am I doing this? Why? I don't care about the level of impact and the number of projects and how I've, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. It's all jargon. It's just like diarrhea. Yeah. Oh my God.
It's checking a box for the company.
It's nonsense. It's like, it's just corporate nonsense that for somebody like me oh God.
What do you do when they're like, what do you want your next step to be? Like, what do you
have to lie. I've been in those positions where I've been a little bit more, excuse me, a little bit more honest and straightforward, still being professional about it, but, does not go over well. Again, it's like the Army. They're just like, you're, sir, yes, sir. You don't try to like color outside the lines. It just doesn't work for you. So if you want to, if you're not interested, because that's the thing is there's a ton of people that are not interested in climbing the corporate ladder. They're like, I like my job. We talked about it again. I know the pay scale does not equate what the job responsibilities are going to be for me. So I'm very fine staying where I'm at. But you still have to kind of play ball and talk a big game of like, oh, I really aspire to do this and da-da-da-da-da. Dude, you know what I aspire to? You pay me money, I do good work. That's what I do. At the end of the day, leave me alone. At the end of the day, am I doing good work? Thumbs up, cool. Then we're good, dude. We're good. Yeah. I don't need to do a week-long performance review cycle.
That's awful.
Oh, dude, it's on top of anything else. Lex had laughed because she's always so respectful. She's like, what's your work schedule like today? What's your work schedule like today? Dude, I'm just like not going to meetings right now and they're all meetings that don't mean anything. It's just a manager that makes a meeting to have another meeting about a previous meeting. And I'm like having a week, maybe it's just after a ton of solo dad duty, but I'm just, nope.
Yeah. You're tapped.
Not going, whatever. I'm working on stuff. You want to see what I'm doing? Spending my time working on stuff. I'm not going to your fucking meeting though, dude. So.
That's fucking Hillary's biggest gripe with her job. Like, she's like, dude, we have meetings on meetings on meetings on meetings. And then it's like, why didn't you get all this stuff done? You're like, you booked meetings all day.
Didn't have time.
Why isn't
and then
the
I had anxiety all day thinking about like, what's this meeting going to be about? What do I have to have work ready for this? What is it? And you're just like, this is redonkulous, dude.
No, that sucks. Well, you need to go get some rest. Go have a beer. Get your feet up.
I'm gonna go work.
We're going to a comedy show tonight. So
nice. Who are you seeing?
Have you seen? Do you know who Adam Ray is?
Yes, I do. Adam Ray's awesome. Are you doing the Dr. Phil one?
We're going to the Dr. Phil.
That'll be fun, man.
I know. Apparently, the guests are Howie Mandela. Mandela or Mandela?
I think it's
Nelson.
Isn't it Howie Mandel?
Mandel. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Mandela is fucking.
Yeah. Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting there.
And what is it? Tim Dillon? Is that a name?
Tim Dillon is fantastic. Yeah.
So those are his guests tonight, and it says
Cool.
there's
So you have
another
Nelson
special
Mandela,
guest.
Tim Dillon, and that'll be fun.
Oh,
That'll be fun. Wait, who's the third one you said after Tim?
Oh, it says like surprise special guest.
Oh, that'd be fun. Tim's hysterical though.
Dude, if you get a chance to watch the one with Bobby Lee and Santino.
From the Dr. Phil one?
Yeah, just go on YouTube and like look it up. It is fucking hysterical.
I will definitely check it out. Did you, just because we're on this random kick really, did you watch, are you a fan of Shane Gillis?
No, I don't like him the way that you guys do.
You don't like him. Okay.
Dude, his new show?
I love it. I did not like it at first. At first, I had weird expectations, and so I kind of had to put it down for a second. But I immediately picked it back up, and I probably watched the 5 or 6 episodes they did for the season 1 about 30 times now. It's so good.
Oh,
it's like it's my new background show. I just have it on. I just had it on before we hit record for this. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I'll have to give it a shot because
so good. But
I didn't watch it.
You should check it out.
Not that great.
I think it's pretty good. But he just was on Hot Ones, and then on his podcast he was talking about the Hot Ones experience, and he had said, he goes, dude, they cut 90% of the stuff I said. And his co-host,
really?
Yeah, Matt, who's another comedian, he was like, wait, what? He was like, why? He goes, he was like, no. They'd ask me a question, and I just would give an answer, and they'd be like, they'd roll their eyes and be like, we can't put that out.
Dude, the Dr. Phil thing with Bobby Lee and Santino is fucking bonkers.
I'll have to check it out. The two of them.
Santino smooched a fucking like audience member, this guy.
That's fun.
Like people were like showing their butts, like smoking weed. I was like, it was just fucking nuts.
That's fun.
So yeah, we're going to that. It'll be fun.
Nice. Well, go enjoy. So
all right. Adios.
Peace.
Bye.